Hi Aries, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's lovely to be here with you. It's Kay, and you're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to your reading. Let's begin. I'm going to start with this tarot card deck to find out what we're going to talk about. Archangel Michael, please like and subscribe, especially if this video resonates with you. Excited to see what we're going to talk about, guys. Joy and delight. That's a really nice thing to talk about, is joy and delight. Look at her doing her handstand. Yeah, wow. Joy and delight. Okay, let's get some context. Lenormand. What wants to speak? The bear. Now this is the black bear. The black bear. Okay. These two here. What are these guys doing here? Are these bears? I'm trying to see. They don't exactly look like bears, but I guess they are because they do have the same kind of face that she does. So this is a bear card, and the bear card, there's another bear card. There's the white bear, which is pure intentions. When I'm looking at the black bear, what does that really represent, the black bear? I would say, like, she's holding on to this flag, and their two kids, I think, are rolling around having a good time. The cubs. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I'll get some clarification from Archangel Michael, because the Lenormand doesn't generally talk about the white. Well, they talk about the white bear, but not necessarily a brown or black bear. I know there is a deck though that does. I will check that out in just a moment. But let's get some Major Arcana. See this one here. Judgment. Okay. Something's been judged and someone's very happy about it. Okay, let's get some clarification for the Judgment card. Joy and delight. This one here, it's the Five of Wands. Some conflict. Inner conflict or conflict with others. A judgment has come down. Let's see. Now I'm going to go and get that. Okay, I got the book. This is what I found. Okay, so for the bear, it is like, with it being a black bear, we're talking about a serious man, a high-ranking person or a patron. It could also mean a high-ranking friend, a protector, and self-confidence, stability, and respect. I think I'm going to go with the high-ranking friend, protector, your self-confidence, your stability, and your respect. Okay, that you got some kind of stability, some kind of stability and feeling good about it. So you might be feeling that someone in a high-ranking friend or a high-ranking person would be like a judge, right? A judge who is going to be, bringing forward or dispelling dispute or clearing up a conflict, right? Through some kind of judgment. Case judgment, going to court, that kind of thing. Or it could be somebody at work. You know how HR has those resolution policies that when there is conflict between or argument or whatever, discord between a worker and someone in the management position or two workers, that's going to be brought to HR, and they're going to have to talk to each of the participants, to the two involved or more, whatever involved, to find a dispute resolution. And there's a policy they follow for that sort of thing. And if it's not something to do with work, Aries, it's something to do with actual legal issue, that is going to work out in your favor, and the conflict between you and another person, or you and a company, or you and a credit card, well, that's a company, so you and anything, your employer or another company, a business that sold you something and they didn't honor their return policy or something, it's going to be solved in your favor, and because you're being protected. This is the protection. It's not just we're not just saying a serious man or a high-ranking person, but this is a high-ranking friend, like if someone is protector. It's a protector. You can feel confident in them, and it causes you to become stable, and that you might actually come out of this with a whole lot of respect, or respect for someone else. Okay, wonderful. So now we know. And that's going to bring you a lot of joy and delight. You're going to be able to do cartwheels and handstands and play in your garden, have a picnic. Look at this. Having a picnic with your favorite pets, your cats and your dog, and you're just out among the poppies, which, that would be, I think, illegal in most countries. I don't know, not sure. Poppy fields, right? So, anyways, it could be just flowers. But who grows well, I guess, maybe in Holland they grow big fields of flowers. But anyways, I don't know. Let's just find out what Archangel Michael has to say about this story that we've started. That one definitely wanted to be seen. Okay, we have got the Star, wish fulfillment. Yeah. It's whatever decision that has been made, the judgment that has been made is definitely turning, or has turned, or is turning in your favor, so you don't have to worry. Let's see, we've got the Chariot. There you are now, in a balanced energy, not feeling like, all scared and concerned or worried or hoping, fingers crossed, and feeling like perhaps things aren't going to go in your direction, that you're going to lose out in some way. You're going to be moving forward again in a balanced energy. After this, Temperance, well, there's balance again, and that's peace. That's peace and healing right there. That energy is wonderful energies. Eight of Pentacles, there's, having mastered something, working hard towards. You have put whatever you needed to put into energy in order for you to come away with something that was, in this case, it's a tangible item like a pentacle, but it can be something that is coming away with something that was desired, something that you wanted to experience, right? To have in your experience. And it would feel like a reward for you. The Six of Swords, there's another problem-solving energy. Boy, oh boy. So Six of Swords is moving from rough waters to calmer waters. Of course, the water with the boat, it's all about emotional feeling, but it's about the swords, that whatever swords were thrown at you, you were able to mitigate and, throw a few back kind of thing, and you learned your lessons from either how the swords had stung you, did you wrong, stung you, maybe made you feel like you had to change direction, change course in your life, or just with respect to a certain situation that had to be judged, right? A decision had to be made. And it could simply just be, Aries, that you had to make a decision about something. A relationship, perhaps, or a decision to, let's say, to stay in rental or buy a house. Decision to move, to relocate, to live somewhere else to work. Decision to choose what school, should I go? What will be the best school for me to go to? In any case, you find a solution, because that Six of Swords, you're moving forward, like the Chariot, into calmer water. So you're going to be able to feel the peace, right? The peace and balance that comes as a result of having having this decision being brought down, being made by you or someone else. Nine of Pentacles, that's setting you free to be very, very successful independently, not having to be relying on another person. It could also mean that you are leaving a relationship and you're being single. You're going single for a while at least, right? You're going at it single, but you're doing well because, you know, it's gone in your favor. Whatever happened has gone in your favor. Even if it was just you making a decision that brought you a lot of joy and delight, having made a decision to do something, it's something that obviously is going to be bringing you a great deal of joy and delight, like happiness and good fortune. And Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy, and also the last pentacle before the Ten of Pentacles, which is the extreme, the excess of the pentacle energy. Then we have the Devil energy. Okay, well, the Devil energy just might be, holy cow, you are either overcoming some kind of toxic situation or your own toxic energy, or feeling like you have been hogtied to this whole situation for a period of time that has maybe zapped your energy, and it's been a challenge for you to overcome and get around. Let's just say Five of Swords, yeah, because somebody has been trying to do whatever they could do to take your freedom or your rights away, or your happiness. So if it's a person you're in a relationship with, they're trying to take everything, you know, from you, to make you feel like you are evil, that you are evil, or that you're going to be forevermore tied to pain and loss. Okay, forevermore tied to pain and loss. It could be that, right? And it doesn't have to be a romantic person doing that to you. It could be somebody through work that just maybe wants to blacklist you. Not blacklist you? Yeah, I don't know. Block you in whatever field you work in. That they say, if you do this, blah 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 blah, you're never going to work in this town or this city ever again. You're never going to be able to work in this field, this industry ever again. I'll make sure of it. You know, that kind of, you might have been facing somebody who is quite, and I don't like saying evil because I don't believe in evil. I just believe that people make really bad decisions. They're quite capable of doing that. Doesn't mean they're the devil, because I don't even believe in the devil. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I totally respect you if you do, but my perspective on it is that somebody who just grew up and just had either really too good of a lifestyle that they didn't really learn or take serious moral conduct, you know, or they grew up under really challenging conditions, and they've been struggling and challenged all along as a result, and so it's kind of like an eye for an eye mentality they developed, and you're not going to do anything to me and get away with it, kind of thing. I will be your worst blah blah blah, you know, your worst enemy. I will be your worst nightmare. I'll be, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Just whatever a human mind can think about, they're going to put on their armor, their ego armor, right? They're going to put their ego armor on, and they're going to go head-to-head battle with you if they have the mettle to do that. But if they don't, they're going to attack you in other ways, through other people or other indirect ways of attacking you. So you may be feeling like that you're dealing with somebody who you might say is evil, okay? But they have been trying to sabotage you one way or another, either directly or indirectly, like I said. And then we've got the Knight of Wands. Yeah, somebody who is impulsive. Somebody who is impulsive and irresponsible, or at least doesn't want to take responsibility, that they project blame that if there's an issue between who's at fault with something, they're never going to accept the responsibility on their behalf, on their shoulders. They're going to always point it outward. And in this case, it was you or your family, whatever situation, Aries, you're in right now. The World. We have the World. That's the end of the chapter. Page of Wands, a brand new beginning. Seven of Swords. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Let's see. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. And King of Pentacles. Right. And we've got the Emperor. Yes. The Ten of Swords. Whoa. The Hermit. The Moon. And the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Wands here too. So we'll pull her out, but I'm not necessarily going to talk about her, that energy. And just going to pull it out, just to have it there, just because I can. So let's have a look at this last row in particular. So the World, the end of a chapter, the end of whatever it was that you were facing, the challenge that you had been facing that needed some kind of decision, final decision call. All right. You needed this protection. You needed somebody on your side. That would have been like, if it was in the court of law, it'd be your lawyer, right? Your lawyer, or maybe a detective, or the police, or something like that. But the end of that situation, that's going to be put to rest. If it isn't already, it's going to be, and it's going in your favor, as I said before, so that you can start off on a new journey away from this problem, because it's been solved with the Six of Swords. It's solved. There's healing taking place, balance. It's all good. It's all good. Page of Wands is having a brand new idea, an exciting idea to pursue. Feeling inspired, right? Seven of Swords. Maybe let's have a look at the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you've had to lay low. You've had to lay low, or at least hide. Look at this guy here. What has he got? He's got, I don't know what he's got. It kind of looks like those bows, those mechanical bows. No, okay, there it is right there. It should be a sword, but it didn't look like it, but it looks like it there. That's definitely a sword. Okay. So he is taking this stash of swords, so that altruistically, excuse me, the story behind it is that the guy in the Seven of Swords, he's trying to steal the swords, take them back to wherever he came from, because he doesn't want the two warring factors to war, to go to combat. Trying to save the land, yes, from war-torn land, right? But also, and blood-soaked, but he's also trying to save people dying, because it might be some of his family members and friends who are going to go to war against this other warring factor, people, village or state or kingdom. Yeah, so he's trying to prevent bloodshed, really. That's what he's trying to prevent. So, I mean, that's very altruistic kind of energy to look at, is that you being in the Seven of Swords, you're going to try and mitigate the situation. Like I would say, for an example, if this has to do with the work situation, I would say you're going to try to mind your P's and Q's around this person. If they're still actually employed, and if they're still in the same role that the two of you were in, but you've been able to solve your dispute. But you're going to mind your P's and Q's around this person, but you're going to be keeping an eye on them, because you don't trust them. Let's just put it that way. You don't trust them. You could see some red flags where they're maybe going to be keeping an eye on you. I'm going to try and see if there's anything that they can see that you're doing that they can complain about and get you into further hot water, trouble, and then be back around at all this again, kind of thing. So it's you're going to try and prevent anything else from happening. If it's a relationship, let's say, you're going to perhaps put your money in another bank because your partner would be at the first sign of having trouble. If you've been arguing and stuff, and you had to seek counseling, or you had to seek possibly even a lawyer to help both of you understand that by going to court to go through legal separation and divorce is this long process, it's going to cost this much money, and if it's not really what you want to do, it wouldn't be the direction you should go. But of course, we can always do it if you want to do it, want to go ahead, right? It could be too that you need a lawyer to draw up a new will and keep this person, either only give them 10% of your will or your estate, whereas you might have had them gain 100% of it, and the rest of it goes to your kids or some other family members or friends even. You know, my sister, she's given part of her estate to one of her best friends that she's known for a very, very long time. So it's not all family that's going to get it. It's a friend. So it's possible, right? And maybe it's a prenup that you want to get. Okay, so you want to put in place a prenup that since this has come down, you had to go to court and things were decided that you weren't going to get divorced after all, that it was okay, it was going to be, there's some kind of law or rule or loophole or something that allows you to put in a prenup even though you're already married. And they probably wouldn't call it a prenup, they probably just call it you just tweaking your will. You know, that kind of thing, changing your will. But it's something that you're going to do that's going to prevent further bloodshed. You losing your money, or you losing your job, or you losing some other opportunity that you don't want to lose. You just don't want to lose. So the Seven of Pentacles is you looking back at the past and seeing all the mistakes that you might have made by not seeing the red flags of another person and what they were up to. And then it came to a head where the two of you are actually having to battle it out in some way. And saying that, you know what, I've got it pretty good with what I've got left. Okay, what I came out of the judgment out from, I'm okay. Like, for example, you got divorced, and maybe you got 60% of the assets, and your spouse got, or ex, got 40% of the assets. You know, that kind of thing. So you came out on top, a little better than 50%, even better than 60. You got 7, that's 70%. There's only 100%, right? Which is the 10 of Pentacles. And then we have the King of Pentacles, and that's you. You know, it's ringing true for you that you've done well. You've done well. You did well in your work and what you put into your marriage. If this issue with that, you did well that way. The judge sees that you were fully committed, that you weren't doing anything that would be of question, that you weren't committed to your spouse, that you weren't 100% committed to them. If you know what I'm speaking about, right? That you took care of your family, you took care of your spouse, the roof over their head, the clothes on their back. Your spouse may have worked too, but you may have been the main breadwinner. But even if you weren't, you still were loyal and dedicated and committed to the cause. And that would be same with work. Maybe you rose, you know, in the company to become some kind of manager or program manager or a supervisor, just some kind of role where you were boss over other people. And so that's because you showed you were highly committed to the company and the products and services they sold, you believed in, and you did everything you could, even worked extra hours possibly, to help the company prosper and expand. And so you were always rewarded by the higher ups by giving you more and more money, you know, salary and benefits and bonuses, and maybe you and your partner, if you had a partner, you got to go every 6 months to Bora Bora or some other island for the weekend, or an extra long weekend, 4 days, and it was all company paid kind of thing. I don't know if there's too many companies doing that nowadays, but it's possible. But anyhow, we've got the Emperor now. Emperor with the Ten of Swords. So somebody betrayed you. Somebody betrayed you. We have the Hermit. Okay? You were, and this would be like a husband. Okay? Somebody betrayed you. Aries, this is you. You're the Emperor, Aries. Okay? Because that's your energy. Somebody betrayed you as a husband, so be your wife or your partner, your long-term partner betrayed you, right? And it threw you into a tailspin where you actually hit rock bottom, and you were like possibly isolating yourself, possibly not feeling like really doing anything much with anybody because you were in a bad way, mentally and emotionally. You were just in a bad way, just feeling the shock of having found out that your person cheated on you or did something else, maybe stole your bank account and ran off with somebody. Again, that's why you might want to prevent something like that by opening up a new bank account. If you're staying with this person, opening up a new bank account and putting your money, your income away in that where they have no ability to access it. But even if you're not staying with that person, you go forward by making sure that you learned your lessons. We had the Six of Swords here. Those hard-won lessons, if it has to do with money or anything else for that matter, but in this place it's money that you're going to have. You get together with somebody else, you start a relationship with somebody else, one of the first things you're going to do is have separate bank accounts. That's, a lot of couples have that. They have separate bank accounts, and one person's bank account pays for the mortgage payment or the rent and utilities, while the other one pays for groceries and who knows what else, right? So it's possible that's what you're going to do because you don't want to end up in a similar situation or same situation. So you're seeking guidance from that, like it threw you into a tailspin. You hit rock bottom. You didn't want to, be in the socializing, circus out there because it took the wind out of you. And it's the same with the work. Whatever happened between you and the coworker or somebody else who was in upper management, it took the wind out of you, and you just didn't feel much like socializing in any way, shape, or form for a while. And so you isolated yourself, and you sought introspection, which introspection is where you're going to receive insights, right? Where you're going to come up with good ideas, like the Page of Wands. Be inspired with something like, this is going to be okay, you're going to be okay, but learn from this and have your own bank account. Learn from this with the coworker or whatever, and just make sure you keep an eye on them, even if you have to enlist other coworkers to help you out with that, just something like that. And then we have the Moon, because things were, it caused you feel, like I said earlier, there's some fear, that things weren't going to go your way, that you could end up losing your assets with a marriage. You could lose the house that you've been paying on for the past 10 years to your spouse, and whatever else. If at work you might lose your job or lose your position and be brought, put back into a lower position. But this is where what happens is that you end up, I see the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Moon, something's not clear. This would be like, I don't know, the backs are to each other. This would be somebody who, in your work, like it could be the HR person, that the two of you didn't see eye to eye on something, even though it went in your favor. Or this is a person who basically attacked you, caused the problem in the first place. Or someone who's in further upper management than you. or it could be your wife, right? Emperor, King of Pentacles, this is you, and this is you. Emperor and King of Pentacles, this is your committed person. The husband and wife, that's usually what the King and Queen of Pentacles are. Committed to each other in a relationship, but your backs are to each other. So you're not happy with each other, right? So anyways, it was unclear as to what was going to happen between you and her, or you and them, because it could be a man as well in the feminine energy of the Queen of Pentacles. Feminine energy of the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is highly seen as and respected, highly seen as nurturing, somebody who you could go to help solve problems. Why does a card keep doing that? So anyways, the King of Pentacles is someone who is a great leader in the realm of 3D, and this one here is like the nurturing of money leader, the one this is a money-wise man, but this is also a money-wise woman. She knows how to take her money and invest it and nurture it. Whereas the man, he'd have someone else do it for him. He won't be paying that much time or attention to it, whereas she will. She's in the realm of her dreams, so she will make money happen, so that she can live and pursue whatever it is that she idolizes. That's the word Archangel Michael just gave me, idolizes. Whatever she pursues, desires, she can afford to pursue it because she's got assets, she's got investments, and she's living off the income from it, as opposed to living off her own income. But they're both hard-working individuals. So it's either that this is the husband and wife, or in that scenario, you're not seeing eye to eye, you got your backs to each other, or it's somebody at work, in a work situation, or even it could have to do with the health, with your health as well. In that storyline, have to do with your health, where a decision was made to actually seek this kind of treatment that may be not quite yet FDA approved, or it's in the research phase, and so it's not something that is a guarantee, or there's not a lot of research about how effective it is. You're going to go for it anyways, and you start feeling better right away, well, maybe soon thereafter, and you're strong enough to be able to do cartwheels, okay? But that's where you're finding peace and healing and moving forward, a wish fulfilled. The Eight of Pentacles, working hard, making sure that you follow the treatment regime. Six of Swords, problem solved. Nine of Pentacles, feeling you just like, I feel like $1 million now, like a new person. I'm feeling so much better. My life energy is back again. The Devil, where is that good? Things were toxic before. You decide to consider this alternative treatment, and you just felt like your body was betraying you. Your body was betraying you, or the health system was betraying you. And it was like things were too betraying you. Things were too unclear. Things were too, you couldn't trust it, with like being impulsive and irresponsible energy of the Knight of Wands. You couldn't trust it. You just didn't know what you could trust as to what direction you should go with your treatment. So you decided to put an end to your worries and say, you know what do I got to lose? Let's do this. Feeling inspired about it, and now trying to do take any measures you can take to prevent yourself from falling back into the toxicity of the ailment that you're trying to overcome. And the Seven of Pentacles, you looking back at all that you've achieved with your health so far, and that knowing that you're doing pretty good right now because you decided to go with that alternative treatment. Now you're feeling like $1,000,000 again. It's like I'm the leader of my own cause, my own health, right? My own well-being. The Emperor, again, taking charge, taking control, doing it. 10 of Swords, saying, no one's going to be stabbing me in the back anymore. That's the end of it. I won't be feeling that back pain anymore. Or whatever the pain was that you were experiencing, you're not going to be feeling it anymore, because 10 of Swords, it's the end. You can't get another sword in your back. And then it's like you're going to continue to check in with because when we have bad health and we're facing mortality, we often say, God, please help. Please help. I don't want to lose my family right now. I don't want to leave my family. I don't want this. I don't want that. Please help, help, help. I've been dealing with this pain for so long. I don't know if I could take it another day. Da, 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 da. And things are unclear and you're very afraid. But then you meet somebody, right? You've met somebody who's going to help you. They're going to be very, not compassionate, but they're going to nurture you. They're going to be able to guide you to, joy and delight, of course, prosperity and abundance. They're going to be able to guide you with their knowledge, all that they know at the 3D level. It could be herbs. It could be, a remedy. It could be something that helps minimize a stomach upset if you're taking a certain medication, that kind of thing, for your treatment, this alternative treatment. But yeah, either way, you are stepping into the energy of, I'm going to do this. I am going to wave my magical wand as the King of Pentacles and the Emperor. I am going to battle. I went to battle. I'm going to be ready for battle again if I have to. Remember, you're going to do what it takes to prevent something like this from happening to you again. Like with the marriage situation, you're going to have a prenup in place, or you're going to have separate bank accounts kind of thing. Or if it has to do with infidelities, the two of you are going to be on each other's where you can see what each other's doing on your phones and computer, each other's, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It is like Apple IDs, You're going to be on each other's Apple ID. So you'll be able to see what they're buying, and I don't think it's that. I'm not sure if you can do that, but it's going to be something where you can, every time they do something or who they talk to, you can have access to that. Okay, so you can always keep an eye on who they're socializing with. But yeah, you are like, you're not going to be that the other woman or the other man in the situation anymore, which the Queen of Wands can be if they're in the reverse. And I don't usually read reversal, so this could be in the reverse, but I would say that it's nonetheless, whatever it is, you're ready for battle. You're ready to do this. You're ready to take charge, take control as the Emperor. You've got the leadership ability of saying, no one's going to take me for a ride anymore. I'm going to lead the way. In work, in your work situation, in your relationship, in your health, whatever, finances, whatever it is. But you're going to be poised and ready. You're going to be keeping a very keen eye on what's going on around you in your environment. Okay, guys, so, that's what I got. It looks good. You guys are going to be very happy, joyful, and delightful, and the problem is solved. It went in your favor, so no more conflict between you, and you've been protected the whole way. You did something right that you've been protected the whole way. So, good luck with this, and we'll get with you again, Aries. Take care. Bye for now.